Right, okay, so we're going to start off and we're going to make our lid, and you can see here some previous lids from previous classes that have made these. Yeah, so without lingering for too long, let's get stuck in. So you log into TinkerCAD, and you need to have a Gmail account. You click on Create New Design, and it'll just load up what is effectively simulating the bed. This is the bed of the 3D printer, and so whatever we export, the 3D printer will then make. So it's really important that we don't just sort of make it to what we think looks right. We have to make sure the measurements are accurate. So we're going to make our lid to start off with. So first of all, you click on the box tool, you're going to drag it into the top corner here, and that's because we're going to adjust the measurements, so we want to be able to see them. So if you click on this corner button, it'll give you both measurements. I'm going to click on this one, type in 100, and click on this one, type in 100. Now this box here is the height in the middle, so if we click on that, we're going to change that to 3. So if I just have a look around, there we've got our basic lid, and the 3D printer will be able to print that, and that'll fit on top of our speaker, giving us access to the electronics and all those pieces. So that's really good. Now we can decorate this lid however we like. So I'm just going to run through a couple of quick options. We've got the Scribble Tool. This allows you to quite literally just draw anything. It can be a little bit laggy at times, but basically you can draw, do whatever you like, have like a little hand signature, whatever you want, and then you click on Done, and it is there as a 3D option for you to just drag around. Now at the moment it's 10, and as we look, when we 3D print that, that's pretty high, so we probably want to lower that. Remember, the lid's only 3mm, so we probably want to lower that to about 5, and that's going to just look much better when it 3D prints it. So that's one option. Another option is text. Drag the text on, and in this box you can type what you want. So you can type your words, your name, your initials, and you've got a choice of font as well. And you can slide these, and they sort of affect it slightly, not that much. And again, you can position that where you want it on your lid, and you can shrink that down to an appropriate height. If you come up too high, then the 3D printer runs the risk of not really working. So we want to keep it nice and simple. You can also add shapes. So you can add things like a star to it, add 3-dimensional shapes to it, and adjust them. You can actually have some quite complicated 3D shapes, but what I would say is, say for example you're going to put this in, and you're going to drag that in. The 3D printer, even if you resize it, so let's zoom out a bit, the way the 3D printer works is, imagine the cursor is a glue gun, and it's really precise, and it comes down and it puts a little bit of glue, and then it sort of moves along, and it builds it up at layers. So it'd build this up, it'd be building it up one layer at a time. Then as it got to here, it would just put plastic down, but that plastic, gravity is a real thing, and it's just going to fall down. So where you've got things like this that stick out, the 3D printer's just not going to work. So it's important that you don't use shapes that aren't going to work for what we need. So it has to be like this, it has to kind of have a solid base coming up from the ground. I'm just going to delete that bit, I don't like it. So something like this, like a sneaker, will work fine. Can drag that in. There's a little cone, and that means raising it up off the ground, so you can raise it up, and you can resize it, you can rotate it. Control Z, like with everything, lets you go back if you make a mistake. So you could do that, and that would print fine. Once you've got your design and you've finished your lid, you're happy with it, you're going to select all of it, and you're going to go here to this button which says Group, and down here to Solid, and just choose one colour. It doesn't matter the colour. But basically, that shows us. You can see underneath now. That is now one solid product ready for us to print out, and the laser cutter will print that in about an hour and a half. So what we need to do though, to get it to the laser cutter, to get it to the 3D printer, we need to go to Export, and you need to choose STL. Okay, so if you click on STL, it will pop it down here, and then you can just simply drag that file into your team. So there it is. Drag it into your teams. Oh, and I forgot a step actually. So if you click up here, click on that, then you can call it your name lid. Like, don't call it your name, actually put your name in there. And then what will happen is that will then simply save it. So when you export it, it will be your name, and I know whose lid it is. Okay, so that is the lid.